Hello everyone, I am Neutral. Today I'm going to show you how to build a Neutralcraft. So I'm going to explain what is a Neutralcraft, why am I building a Neutralcraft, and how to build a meta Neutralcraft. First of all, what is a Neutralcraft deck? Um, a Neutralcraft deck is composed of only neutral class cards. No portal craft, no forest, no other classes, just only your neutral card class decks. So why am I building a Neutralcraft decks? Simply, personally, it's just because I just like to use them. No other reasons. Well, if you want more reasons, well, in YouTube, I've seen a lot of meta decks like aggro, rune, and so many more. You know, people can just simply copy them, and yeah, you have a meta deck. But I'm tired of people play a game with their predetermined decks and not simply just play just for the win. For me, I just simply collect cards, craft my own deck, and uh, and I simply used it. And then there are times that I win and times that I massively lose. But still, there I really like to use this neutral. Although it is not meta, uh, neutral decks for me is quite simple and easy to make. Since basically you just have 16 cards, and since this deck might not be meta, uh, for those who are interested to use them, go ahead and use it because after all, a card game is supposed to be fun, right? So make whatever deck you want. For me, it's Neutralcraft deck. So how to build a meta deck? Uh, neutral. So simply, I just go with your usual starters, Leia and Ruby. These decks are often my use cards when I wanted to start. I used Ruby when I found my decks having a bit too high and I want something low. So I just transfer one of these high decks into one. As for Leia, I really like to use her guide and sometimes I use her as a guard for the forest. So yeah, she is pretty useful in some situations. So yeah, better add them. Okay, these three cards are the ones that I often use, and and they are my most three favorites among the lower class. Field Dog for taking out one enemy, Apollo for wave clearing low health enemies, and Divine Tutor. So basically just a combination of Field Dog and Apollo, except that Divine Tutor chooses the ones with the most attack. So yeah, and I'd argue that Divine Tutor is the best spell for the neutral deck. Okay, next up. I'm gonna add Seraphic Tidings because, as you can see, there are a lot of terrible cards. So, so pulling out Seraphic and playing it would increase my chances to get a good card. I'd also like to add Olivia and Ruler. Obviously, they are pretty OP, especially Ruler of Cocytus. So although I haven't played him much because I only have one card of Ruler, that oftentimes I often use Goblin for a more than Rule of Cocytus. So yeah, I really don't like to use goblins, but I have no choice because I'm limited. Olivia obviously it should be added because she can heal, she can add play points, and once you super evolve her, one of your cards can super evolve as well. So yeah, she's pretty useful. I also like to add adventure skill. Adventure skill used to be OP, and its rush is similar to Storm before, but now rush seems to be nerfed and can only attack enemy followers, but not the enemy leaders. For Storm, you can directly attack enemy leaders and also enemy followers. So, and I argue that Storm might be uh, the best ability. Also, so, also, sir, also, silent. Also, did you know that among all classes, uh, Neutralcraft decks have the most legendaries? Other classes have like at most five legendaries. I've searched it up and so far it seems to be the case. Uh, so yeah, uh, I'd like to add Indomitable Fighter, although not much has been used. There were times that I played him and took out quite a chunk and take out powerful enemies. Okay. Uh, some YouTube videos say that Arya is kind of low tier or low tier for neutrals, and they give her such a low rating. But for me, I give her one of the best rating because there were times because when I use neutral decks, I often lose more than I win, and there were times that once I was about to reach low, I used Arya to heal myself. Uh, she, uh, uh, I had a history to her, and at first she was my most hated uh, 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 card because what can she do? She just only heals. But then I realized as I take more and more losses, and since there are only limited cards, I only use her. But once I use her, I realized she's actually that good. She saved my life so many times, becoming my savior, that she became my most hated to my most favorite character. So yeah, that was my history with her. So yeah, basically she saved my life, and I dedicate my life to her. And there were times that I mean using Aryat on that I use using Aryat. And so yeah, there were times I win using Aryat, and she heals, she deals damage, and basically my savior. So yeah. Also, I like to use in combination with Olivia and then Ariette for the heals. So basically you got 6 heals, and since you super evolved, yeah, you got six. So yeah, she's my most favorite among all neutral classics. Let's proceed. Hmm, the these cards are like the most useless of all. Top five most useless cards in the neutral deck. So basically, I have no choice but to choose among them. I just put two Caravan mounts because although it's high, its damage and health is quite considerable, even though it has no abilities. I also like to add Quake Alliance because of its sword, and yeah. As for Vigilant Detectives, of course I'm gonna put all in because there were some situations that I might have to use Detectives lens, and although I can only use it against swords, maybe a few dragons, and so on. There's so yeah. Oh, detective sense. I really hate using detective sense. There are times I had three detective sense in my decks, and I can't use any of them because my opponent has no wards on their follows. Shit. So I argue that among all the neutrals, this is the most useless. Uh, wait, I, wait. Well, I added Goblin Foreign because there was one win that I used Goblin Foreign, and the opponent didn't think too much out of it because it's quite low end value low end value compared to my other cards. But once I start stacking damage to my opponents, then my opponents realize, wow, this is a threat. So they started attacking, but it's already too late. I already won the game. So yeah, so yeah. There were times that I used Goblin Foreign more than Rule of Consensus, so it's kinda ironic that Goblin Foreign has seen more uses than Ruler. So I just only put one. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, these are my Neutralcraft deck. See. So yeah, you can also scan my QR code for my Neutralcraft deck. So yeah. This is my Neutralcraft deck and one that I often use. Well, often use with out of there's less ruler. But I recommend this meta Neutralcraft deck in crafting your own for only neutral cards. So yeah. Anyway, I guess this is it. So thank you for listening and peace out.